Hi, I'm Nave. I'm here with Grand Finals of the VTSDL Season 6 Reg H Draft League. I'm going to come up with a snappier intro for these the next time I'm in a draft, but Blingit's Azulite, a very accomplished Pokemon player in the real game, so there's a sizable wall ahead of us for our final challenge. There isn't a drawn-out team-building story behind this one. I knew exactly what I would do since day one. Either one has been defined by an extremely solid core that can achieve perfect offensive and defensive coverage. Very easily, there isn't a singular good Terra into this team, but that comes at the expense of him having a very shallow bag of tricks, at least relative to other teams. And a team like that, with weak Fake Out and Gothorita and no redirection to speak of, is the matchup Oranguru Trick Room was born for. Oranguru knocked him out of playoffs in the last season here he played in, and it's looking to repeat the feat. So when you decide to build Trick Room, the blanks fill in pretty easily. I can't not bring my Ape. I need my 2 Sweepers and Gastron on Lurantis. I need Follow Me protection, so Magmar's obvious, and then it's really only one slot that's up for any debate. Bellybolt, Crawdon, and Venonat can be crossed off the list pretty easily for their own reasons. We're only left with Cinccino, who is great into this team, but until it gives Mudsdale 5 stamina boost, so that's off the table. Tinkaton speed tier and typing, it just isn't great here, and it faces too much difficulty in winning own tempo for Tauros, and Moldbreaker for Bruxus, so by process of elimination more than anything else, the 6th slot is going to be Noivern. Rather than go through one by one like I usually do, I want to approach this team builder a little differently. My motto for draft is, if you win with your Game 1 lead, you just do it again in Game 2. We're deviating from that this time though, with some Game 1 plan done solely to gather information, for the Trick Room sweep for hopefully just the Game 2, but for both Games 2 and 3 if need be, so I want to outline my rough game plan and show the sets and plans as I go. My Game 1 lead will always be Annihilate and Noivern. There's a Oranguru and a Trick Room Sweeper, Gastron and Lurantis in the back. I'll use Noivern's Frisk to reveal the items of their leads, use that information to do some surprise offense, and hopefully having exhausted enough of his resources through my lead that Trick Room will be able to sweep in the back and to serve as my win con. Even if that doesn't work, to stop Trick Room he will have to reveal to me his best ways of stopping it, either in a taunt, either in Imprison, either in Whirlwind, either in my coverage move. And my goal here is to preserve Terra as best I can for Oranguru so it doesn't die. But Scarf Annihilate is the focal piece here. It's an excellent answer to both his faster threat with Rock Tomb. It can break Scarf's Sash and have it stop speed tying with Noivern. But Scarf CC and Shadow Claw can do respectable damage if there's no reason to do that. If I don't really want to click any of those 3 moves, I want to click Final Gambit. You bring Annihilate into your Trick Room game, you're leading in Scarf Final Gambit. It expedites a Trick Room win con significantly if I can take Mudsdale, Vikavolt, Primarina, Corviknight with me. Very, very, very good. Leads that don't feature a Scarfer from his side mean I can get away with that pretty easily if I want to play risky. Of course, he can protect on turn 1, that would be bad, but then I think you lose a lot of ground against Annihilate Noivern. You don't know what that's going to do. That could bulk up, that could Tailwind, forces you to do something. And Terraghost, I do have Terraghost Shadow Claw. It's a likely 2-hit KO on Primarina, but it's mostly to remove my Psychic weakness in front of Bruxus, while maintaining my immunity to Boom Burst. Abe's biggest predators here are Scarf Knockoff from Meowscarada or Cyclizar, and a Sucker Punch from Meow once he knows I'm Final Gambit, because I only have enough HP to, Final Gambit Mudsdale as it's the most HP he has. Any chip at all will put me out of that range. There's no point in investing any bulk because Sucker Punch is just that strong. So, bare minimum here. I've invested enough speed to outspeed a 4-speed Adamant Scarf Meowscarada, which is conveniently also one more point of speed than Adamant Scarf Bruxus. This is I already said that for the HP investment, and then this attack, I've done everything else in attack, but it is conveniently very good for Rock Tomb. Anyway. Well, let's move on to this Noivern. This Noivern has nigh perfect synergy with Annihilate. As I said before, and was getting into, Rock Tomb and Meowscarada makes it not worry about having to win the speed tie, breaks its Sash, but because of this investment on Annihilate, it's just enough for Terra Boom Burst to get Scarf Meowscarada. It's I believe it does 25, this does 77 minimum. This is very good. And as for the rest of the team, it hits a lot of fun rolls. It hits them into a lot of ranges for the rest of their moves. so on. It does, unfortunately, Terra Normal Boomburst does not 2-hit KO Primarina, but really the only complaint I can have, and Life Orb Primarina, White Primarina forced to take a single target Boomburst of 8 final game at the other slot, will eventually become a 2-hit KO, which is good enough for me. Boomburst being a sound move is also a great way of beating Cycler or Shedtail and hitting what's behind it. Flamethrower is for Quiver Knight, and Air Slash should Inoko on most Tauroses. I don't think Tauros should come here, but Air Slash is also my 30% out if I need it to be. It's kind of the only guy I have with interesting investment. It lets a max special attack Life Orb Moonblast from Primarina after Noivern takes Life Orb Chip. Also, it has the Terra Normal because Moonblast is super effective. And while I could have run Modest over Timid, because then I would never have thought about speed ties, I'd always assume I'm slower. I'd also be able to give myself either a lot more bulk or a lot more damage, but the increases just aren't worth it. But Noivern is the glue holding this game only together. It's where the dimensions of it open up. Originally, I wanted to not bring Trick Room at all in the first game, but I can't think I'm that cute. I'm showing Oranguru, Gastron, and Laurentis on lead. I both don't have the infrastructure to support a non-Trick Room mode, and I can't fool them into thinking I'm not running it. So that's why we have Oranguru. Oranguru has two big benefits here. Telepathy renders it immune to Boomburst, letting Noivern safely pick up kills while Oranguru sets up Trick Room. I can switch out Annihilate to Oranguru and still Boomburst and, again, be totally fine. And even in Trick Room, when it sets up Trick Room, Noivern won't be useless. Oranguru just instructs Noivern, letting it get the last bit of damage it needs, and I still maintain my speed advantage. As you've already seen, I'm running Power Lens Oranguru, it's color-coded. So, this ensures that I'm slower than Vikavolt for both use in the Noivern scenario I mentioned earlier, but also to let Gastrodon safely 2-hit KO Vikavolt. This Power Lens does come with an interesting risk though. I have to be this speed to be able to instruct Gastrodon. It's 1 point slower than min speed Gastrodon. And it also means I have no protection against Taunt, especially Sash Taunt. If I lead Annihilate in a game 2, and if my Power Lens gets knocked off, I both lose that speed advantage I need for Vikavolt, and I could end up speed tying or even being slower than Primarina. But the reward is much higher than the risk here, so we're going to ball. As long as we remove Masquerada, there should be very little threat of knockoff, and even if Cyclizar has knockoff, Garf Cyclizar to me that doesn't get the taunt is not very good, so I'm content with that. We wanted to run Encore, or another attacking move here, but Protect is just far too valuable, and maybe even a surprising tech move. That's not really a move I've ever run on Oranguru. It's not a move really anyone does. It could also be... It could also be forced to Terra. It also means I'm not necessarily forced to Terra because I can Protect. And if I win a speed tie, I can kill Masquerada or something. Stuff like that. Unfortunately, Oranguru was forced to Terra Fairy in front of both the knockoffs, especially from Masquerada and Vikavolt, but luckily Terra Fairy covers both those weaknesses perfectly. Having Terra Blast my only offensive move is kind of lame, but its most important quality is that it lets Oranguru Terra Blast Fairy a Masquerada, because Gastrodon cannot 2-hit KO with Surfs, which would answer Terra Fairy isn't immune to anything, which Terra Blast Normal is. A lot of benefits there. Investment is just 252, 252. I live knockoff on 1. I live Adamant knockoff or on 1 HP. So even if I lose the speed tie, if Noivern can kill the thing that's next to Masquerada, I'll still be fine, which is very nice. But the big thing is that I can 2-hit KO it with Gastrodon Surf, and let's talk more about Gastrodon. On paper, it is the single strongest tool I have in this matchup. It scares Primarina off of bringing Water Pledge, it scares it off of using Hyper Voice. The physical bulk here is strong enough to beat Mudsdale even though it has a speed disadvantage in Trick Room, and it's immune to Vikavolt's electric moves. It doesn't matter that it's 4 times weak to Flower Trick because 2 Sludge Waves will handle both Masquerada and Primarina. And then the last slot can be whatever I want. It can be Earth Power, it can be Ice Beam, it can be Yawn, it can be Recover, it can be Amnesia, it can be Ancient Power. But that's held back because Gastrodon is weak as shit. This choice specs is not decadence, it is a necessity. It is the bare minimum necessary to get the kills I need Gastrodon to get. Without specs, it cannot 2-hit KO Vikavolt, it cannot 2-hit KO Primarina with Sludge Wave, it is unlikely to 2-hit KO Assault Vest Mudsdale, and even with specs, it still can't 2-hit KO Corviknight. This is a weak slug. So, despite how it looks, Gastrodon is uncomfortable and exploitable. There's tons of moves that hit the partner, Surf and Sludge Wave. So if Oranguru dies, it's gonna hit its partner. And its best single target option, Hydro Pump, has 80% accuracy. Because I can't bring Earth Power, because Vikavolt and Mismagius both have Levitate, Corviknight is a bird, and then it's got like just not really any ground weaknesses. It's got Tauros, but that's weak to Surf, and then like it's Terra Poison Primarina is all I can hit with Earth Power, so we have Hydro Pump. And again, even if I lock into Sludge Wave, if there's a Primarina, if something Terras to steal or Corviknight's in the back, it just wall permanently. That's horrible. But there's just no alternative. Life Orb drops Gastrodon's HP too much because Life Orb Instruct. You go to let you take minus 18% just from attacking. Again, not even enough to get the kills I need. And it would also neuter Noivern offensively. I'd have to make Noivern either run the specs and kill its versatility, or have it run Silk Scarf and kill its ability to 2-hit KO. Corviknight with Flamethrower, all very, very terrible. So, we just have to suck it up and decide on a last move. And we're going with Terra Blast Flying. There aren't really any flying weaknesses Gastro can hit already, so it's really just have a move that can hit to any immunities and is accurate. But Resistant Grass, the flying is a great Terra here. Resistant Grass is essential. I'll absolutely beat Mudsdale now. Ground it runs high horsepower and body press, and Rock Slide is like weaker than Heavy Slam, which could also run. So that's fine. And being weak to Thunderbolt isn't a big deal because I'm ground at base. So it has to Bug Buzz into me. I Terra, I resist Bug, I kill it. Even if I'm Terra Flying when Vikavolt comes in the back, as long as Oranguru is alive, I still just Surf twice and kill it, unless it's Assault Vest. That would suck. But since trading for Gastrodon, I've brought it to 6 sets. 6 of my, 11 or 12 sets. But despite being my A tier, one of the most expensive things I have, it's only actually been brought, as in a game, where I played it, to 2 of those sets. One of them was instrumental to winning, don't get me wrong. The other, all it did was die unceremoniously to Terra Blast Grass. I'd consider it a mistake to have traded for Gastrodon over Rhyperior or Araquanid, but now's Gastrodon's time to prove me wrong. Don't let me down. There's no games after this, so I can't really punish you if I lose, but the spirit of the idea. But enough of that. We should instead talk about my daughter, who has never let me down, Lurantis. If Vikavolt doesn't come, this whole set's a walk on Lurantis Park, and also if he has no Terra Poisons. An extremely physical team like his has very few answers to instruct a superpower besides Terra Ghost, which is unlikely to come if he respects Ape at all, so I can't imagine too many. Meowscarada and Cyclozoic could both have them for its pretty decent synergy, but I have other means of beating them. Similar to Oranguru, she has the Power Weight, also color-coded, to be slower than Vikavolt as well as to be an even better Mudsdale answer. Since Lurantis goes first, Superpowers gets a defense boost before Mudsdale moves, becomes a much stronger answer and kind of flips that interaction on its head normally. Mudsdale would attack, already having a stamina boost. Lurantis attacks, gets a defense boost, gives it a defense boost. Body Press, it will always be at a damage advantage with Body Press, so this stops that from happening. But even being slower than Vikavolt, it doesn't actually give it too much benefits other than not immediately dying to the Bug Buzz. Lurantis has no moves capable of 2-hit KOing Vikavolt, and it could Terra into Fire or Rock for a Terra Blast, but then it's weak to Water and Ground, and that's just not a risk I'm comfortable taking. So unless Lurantis is already at +2, cannot beat Vikavolt at all. Terra Flying, again, will help with everything I've mentioned before, but Thunderbolt is an easier read to make into Lurantis, especially because she's only resistant to it at base instead of immune to it, so depending on some combinations, like Thunderbolt plus Brave Bird could be very safe, stuff like that. And that sucks, so I have to rely on Leech Life. I have to be at +2 and use Leech Life if I want to get the 2-hit KO on Vikavolt, which is very, very bad. But Leech Life is still okay. It lets me turn Terra Grass, like anything that Terra Grasses, into a Health Pack. It lets me turn any Psychic type into a Health Pack. So, I'll take it. Unfortunately, I thought it would be clever that I could Leech Life my own Oranguru and get all my health back for that to win in an endgame if it's the last turn of Trick Room. The other, it's like one Pokemon left that has Protect, or two Pokemon left that can both Protect. But Telepathy makes it into every move, not just the fun ones, so can't do that. That's sad. But if there's one singular wish I have for this match, it's just for Vikavolt to not come. It should if he puts any respect on Lurantis at all, and sees that I have very few electric resists, but I can hope, I can dream. So, to reiterate that, the Game 1 plan goes as follows. Noivern, Annihilate, with a Ringaroo and a Trick Room Super in the back. That depends on what I see. Lurantis, if there's no Vikavolt. Gastrodon, if there is. If they see both, I probably will still bring Lurantis, but I don't know. I'll use Ape to get some explosive KO and leverage the advantage I get to set Trick Room as my win con. Then, in Game 2, even if I lose, I will use the knowledge I gained through Frisk, from Frisk and revealed items, and pressure revealed from Trick Room from the first one, and then just fully commit the Trick Room. If I don't see Taunt or Scarf on Meowscarada and Cyclizar, I'm free to bring Ape and Final Gambit whatever I want. And if I do see either of those, I will be leading with Magmar. Unfortunately, Magmar is the weak link. It has to run fast because the Eviolite investment I need to live Adamant Bruxus Wave Crashes blocks Magmar out of having any other utility, and even then I don't think he's dumb enough to double target and kill Sash Magmar on the first turn, so I'm gonna get stuck in an uncomfortable position when I lead it. I'm trying to squeeze utility out of Magmar, and it's just very hard to find it here. Overheat is obvious. Oko on Corv, Oko on Vikavolts. If they don't expect it, great. And it does reasonable damage, like 30-40 to most resists, which is serviceable. But the difficulty was in finding the other moves. I have to run Special Magmar. It doesn't have any other coverage worth bringing. It gets Player Smite, doesn't get Sludge Bomb, Psychic, and Squirt Psychic to hit Tauros. Doesn't really matter, because I'm not scared of Tauros at all. But even considered physical Magmar, because I can get Flare Blitz, I would get to take myself down. I would get to kill myself for a free switch if I lead bad into something that doesn't get any Okos. I've got Poison Jab, but even Terra Poison Jab doesn't Oko Primarina. That sucks. So it was between Taunt or Wisp, and I kind of talked right now. I talked myself into bringing Taunt over Wisp, because what I realized was, like, I initially had Wisp over Taunt because I would get the Wisp Corviknight, I would get the Wisp Muddale, I could protect a Rangaroo and then Wisp Meowscarada. But, like, who leads Mudsdale ever? And the purpose of Taunt lets me stop both Corviknight setup, which is why I was Wisp it in the first place, and it also stops Imprison Trick Room from Bruxish and Gothorita because I'm 1 point faster. I was also Modest Magmar. I'm going to have to take the risk of having a slower Taunt than Cyclizar and Meowscarada, but I'd follow me in front if I saw those guys anyway. I'd bring Magmar because I'm scared of those Taunts, so I'm going to stick with this. I could have had Wisp over Protect, but I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable not having Protect. It's not like I want to preserve Magmar, but I don't know, who knows. And that's the whole team. I don't feel the need to describe a game plan for bleeding hard, for leading Ape. And this, I try and get his free switch, and then I hit instruct, I click buttons. Now I can do the part where I blabber about what I'm scared of. Scarf Meowscarada and Cyclizar was knockoff, again, super dangerous. Even to Annihilate, I have my Scarf knocked off. They both feel pretty likely into me. I would be surprised. I don't think he's the type of guy to risk Speed Ties with Meowscarada. So I would, hopefully it's banned, because if it's banned I can just CC that thing immediately. Hopefully have it die to something, but yeah. Meowscarada Primarina lead is very threatening. It can go wrong very easily. I have Rock Tomb plus Boom Burst to do it, but if Meowscarada protects, I might lose on the spot there. And even if it doesn't, I'm logged into Rock Tomb for the rest of the game. And I have to find a switch somewhere, and doing that could be uncomfortable. But we'll just hope that doesn't happen, hope we can play around it. Again, Vikavolt is the most important piece I view. If it's not here, I'm very happy. I don't fear too many Terras. Terra Poison Primarina would be extremely annoying, but as would Terra Grass Ghost. Like Terra Ghost on anything, I would hate to see a Terra Ghost, but other than that, I'm worried about Terra Blast Grass Mudsdale. It's like isn't even that hard to handle through coverage, so that's very nice. And I don't know. I've constructed this team to counter everything as best as I can. It's the most out there and tech-heavy team I've brought this entire draft, and even if I lose, I'll be going out to Blaze of Glory, and I can be happy. And then some final shout-out to Blizzard, Chris, Samuel2, and Mike Titan for advising me at various points about this team. And then it's game time. I've rambled for this one too long. There's another long one. I'm hitting the button to start recording now. So before this match, I was asked by Chris, CMHold2, I like to refer to him like that, who I thought he would bring. And I said he would bring Primarina, Masquerada, Corviknight, one of Vikavolt or Bruxus, but not both, Tauros, and Cyclizar. 5 out of 6 correct. Nothing unexpected, nothing to fear. Because we saw Vikavolt, we lead Gastrodon. These 6 already. These 4 already. I have to trust in the plan, trust in the game. I'm glad this is going to be over. Hopefully it will result in my victory. I believe in my prep, I believe in my team. Do I believe in my play? That's the uncertain part. That's where I must prove myself. And then this is the part where I cut out my audio for a while he takes a while to pick his... I should go into here and change it to... Okay, no. Masquerada, Vikavolt. Voice Scarf, Masquerada, Assault Vest, that thing. That's kind of what I thought it would be, which is a little interesting. Assault Vest Vikavolt is the worst thing it could have been, to be clear. I think we Final Gambit. We Rock Tomb and we Protect, or do we? Or do we CC? I think we CC this slot and Protect. Good. Better. We know it's Assault Vest. We know it can Bug Buzz. We Terra Fairy and we Terra Fairy and we do the Terra Fairy Trick Room. And we Terra Fairy Trick Room and we Boom Burst. Do we Boom Burst or do we, because let's assume this Vikavolt is Assault Vest. Assault Vest. Save. What does Boom Burst do to this? What does Bug Buzz do? Yeah. It does Flamethrower. The Terra Electric, this does 26. So we forgot the Terra of this. I don't know what this thing is. We're going to Flamethrower it though. We Flamethrower that. 62, no Berry. Body Press. Thunderbolt. He did protect the Thera. Pretty good on him. Pretty good for him. Now we have to check what does two Hydro Pumps I do. I'll have to have 2 Hydro Pumps to get him. Pretty crazy. We protect the Oranguru. We Flamethrower the Corviknight. Good. Could be. It's like kind of good. Volt Switch is much better. We switch into Primarina. And we switch into Gastrodon. Right? We switch into Gastrodon to eat something, maybe eat a Hyper Voice. And see what happens. We can't Sludge Wave, which really sucks. And we Air Slash the Primarina. Good. Surprisingly bad. Okay, we lose. We lose. Oh, that's not good. Oops. Oh well. Yeah, Assault Vest Vikavolt. Not in our house of cards, huh? Because 2 Surfs won't get this. 2 Sludge Waves won't get this. We have to like Surf crit. I don't know. Let's yeah. We have to double Surf here, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright.
So now we have to lead Magmar and Oranguru. We lead Magmar, Oranguru, we keep both of the other guys in the back. We didn't learn the birds item. I don't know if we can guess it, but we're gonna try. Right. Final gun. I don't know what Ash's voice sounds like. I don't know if I can do that one. All right, Masquerada, Tauros. Trick Room is very good here. Yeah, he did get to see that I was like power lens something. But we follow me. You follow me in the Trick Room. Nothing to that one. So like you turn into something here. You do that. Yeah. Pretty big flame body burn. Gotta say. This Vikavolt has to attack, right? So what? If we do this, the Vikavolt goes first. The Vikavolt goes first, and then we overheat this slot, and then we protect, I think. Good. It's the happy is gone, shove bump. Do we surf and and Terra Fairy here? Because I get 2, right? 2 surfs will get him. 2 surfs get him here. And then we should have won it. We should win this one, right? Bolt switch, doesn't matter. Because Masquerada can't protect. We surf again, we surf, and I guess, do we try and cover a switch is the question here. Right? Do we try and cover Tauros? We're trying to go, because I don't know how Tauros would be built. I don't really know what Tauros would have. Tauros does 50. What is Oranguru's Terra Blast? So let's assume it does Terra Blast Grass. My grass move would do 30. And Terra Blast dudes, we're just going to instruct just in case. Yep. We're going to surf, and we're going to Terra Blast, bury the Masquerada, and hope that lets us keep our momentum. Because that will kill Vikavolt. Good. And then Vikavolt wins. We surf and protect just to reveal a tech move. We surf in Trick Room because there's no reason not to. He already knows how much Vikavolt takes here. If Bruxie shows up, I taunt it, I protect. But we do the same thing. Game 3. No, Lurantis has not been revealed. Vikavolt's tricks have been here. I have not revealed a single Terra. I've been like, just pushing, I guess. But we know what to do. We're hard tricker him. If he doesn't have if he has an answer, he has an answer. I don't think he has an answer. We taunt the Bruxus if that shows up. It might show up and it might be Sash. And I hope it didn't. You know, Scarada, like a Volt. But we have to make a choice here. Do we want to overheat this Vikavolt? If we overheat this Vikavolt, it is very good, but I think a Flower Trick double up could kill us. Yeah. Yep. That was expected. I could have overheated that turn, I guess. So now what happens is... So now we just overheat. Now you do something, but I overheat the Vikavolt. And I think I switch out. I switch out for you here. I switch out for Gaspodon here. Because even if you Dazzling Gleam, which is good, you have to do something pretty crazy. Electric. Good. Hyper Voice, better. And now at +1 Surf gets to kill. +1 Surf. 2 Surfs is all it takes to kill this Vikavolt now. I Terra to block. I Terra to block the fucking... Doesn't matter. Go back in, it doesn't matter. What does +1 you take? At +1, Masquerada dies to Surf. You've exhausted Terra. You have to kill Primarina here to win. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you have it in you. 53. $29. Moonblast. Get the drop. That's huge. That's huge. That's gonna win him the game. That's gonna win him the game. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's gonna win him the game. He's gonna win the game on a fucking... he's gonna win the game on a stupid... He's gonna win the game on a special attack drop. That's so stupid. Electro Web, whatever, dude. Fucking whatever. No, I still get this. No, I still win here. I still win here. Right? I still win here. I know you have Bug Buzz, but you have to... If you Bug Buzz and that doesn't kill, right? Okay, so this is a 50-50. I have to get this right. I either Leaf Storm and I Petal Blizzard and I win. No. Because he thinks I'm slower. He doesn't know this Lurantis' item. He doesn't attack the Lurantis. Or he does. No, he does. Oh, I should have Petal Blizzarded. That sucks. I lost to a special attack drop. That's so silly. Well, I had to get my RNG comeuppance eventually. Good shit. I don't feel bad about how I played because I lost to a fucking Spatak drop. But I'm not gonna sleep bad about that one, which is all I really cared about. So, whatever.